Hi, who wants to move to Knoxville, Tennessee? Well, we have an amazing agent here, Sharon Ebanks, and we are going to have a great talk with her today. So, welcome to Inside the World of Real Estate. How are you today?
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, I'm doing absolutely wonderful. It's a Tuesday. The week is just starting, so let's get to it.
Yes, let's go. All right, so let's hear a little bit about your background. So, talk about your background growing up, and then why did you get into real estate?
Well, I like to think my background is somewhat unique, but others probably won't. I'm different in the sense that so I was actually born in the Caribbean on a little known island called Roatan. It's known for scuba diving and snorkeling, that sort of thing. So I was born there, raised in New Orleans, and I've been in Tennessee, specifically Knoxville now for, I don't know, 37 years. I mean,
Wow.
I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere else. So I'm a Knoxvillian, really and truly. I just wasn't born here.
Nice, fantastic. So I love it. Rotan, I love Rotan. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's
And
pretty.
and you also have that Louisiana. You have a very interesting, unique talking. Like your accent is just so unique. So I'm sure a lot of people do say that, which I love because they probably can't figure out where you're from, right?
Yes, I do get that very, very frequently. I like to tell people that my accent is the three C's accent. It's a
Okay.
little Caribbean, it's a little Cajun, and then on Thursdays, I'm just practically country. So
There you go.
all three of the areas where I've lived and lived, it has evolved into this accent, which I don't even know what it is. If some linguist was to ask us, I don't know what it is. It's just my three C's accent.
Okay, fantastic. So so you've been obviously in Knoxville for a very long time. What brought you to Knoxville?
Oh my goodness. So now you're getting personal, Mary Ellen.
Yes.
It's the long told tale of following love. So
There you go. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's get to real estate then. So how long you been in real estate and how did you decide to get in real estate? And did you do anything else before real estate business?
So I am, of course, as you know, with Keller Williams here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm going into my 8th year as a licensed realtor. I say that I'm seasoned enough to know what I'm doing.
Yes.
So I'm in that great, age right there and at Keller Williams, of course, we have so much training and that sort of thing. So I'm a well-seasoned 8-year veteran this year.
Love it. Love it. What did you do before real estate?
So hospitality is really, and excellent service is at the core of my business. And before real estate, I actually was in the hospitality industry, literally.
Nice.
I managed hotels, motels. So I did that for several years. And, I have 2 daughters. So as they were getting older and that sort of thing, believe it or not, that schedule is even more grueling than real estate.
Yes. Oh, no, I can imagine. And hospitality and running hotels and motels, I mean, talk about dedication, hard work, and really having that smile on your face all the time and problem shooting, because you're always problem shooting when it comes to that business. So what I see in you is with your background in hospitality, just being in real estate of, customer experience, making sure everybody's okay, and problem shooting is probably your magic power, your superpower. So
Yes.
that's
I like to think I was, even before real estate, I was well trained.
There you go. I love that. Okay, so let's get into Knoxville, Tennessee. So what I want you to do is, I don't know anything about Knoxville, Tennessee. I want you to give us everything about it, who's moving there. So let's start with what areas do you service around Knoxville?
So I am in Knoxville, Tennessee, which of course it's the largest city in East Tennessee. My service area is obviously Knoxville. This is where I live. This is where my office is also. But I also service as a series of outlying suburbs and cities
Okay.
here around the Smoky Mountains area, like Maryville, Tennessee, Tellico Village. We have lots of retirees that come and move to Tellico Village. Lenore City, Oak Ridge, where the National Laboratory is, better known as ORNL. I do quite a bit of folks that are relocating either internationally or from other national labs across the country that are coming to Oak Ridge. So, and of course, the Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge for my investors that are seeking cabin for short-term rentals there. So a pretty broad spectrum.
Yes, I love that. So
Yeah.
basically you're like in Knoxville, but then you do the Smoky Mountains. So you're working with your investors, your international investors. I love that. That's pretty amazing. So the type of properties you sell, so you sell investment properties, you sell regular residential. What else do you do? Land? Do you work with anything like that?
All of it. I for some reason, and this is, sometimes we design our businesses in our minds of this is how we're going to do it and this is what we're going to do. But then life happens and clients come in and they need you. And so I found myself where I haven't niched in any one specific thing because I love working with first-time home buyers, and I have quite a few of those. But I love and have a passion for my folks that are relocating to Tennessee, right? They want to be closer to family that's already moved here. They're looking for lower cost of living. Of course, our state has no state income tax, so I love working with them. And then also with my investors, I'm used to a very fast pace.
Yes.
And I'm very fast-paced.
You're like from the Caribbean, which is so slow paced, and then like Louisiana, so low paced, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm in Tennessee, but I'm a New York girl. There you go. Because I'm from New York. So you're like me. You're like fast paced. You love that fast pace. But you also love to help people and find them exactly what they're looking for. And I can see it just by talking to you how passionate. And this is why I do these videos, because I want people to see how passionate you are about helping people and why it would be a good choice to use you in the Knoxville area. All right. So we talked about what type of properties you sell. Give us some like an average, I know this is a hard question, but average price point, say like a 3 to 2,000 square feet property. I know it's going to be more in Knoxville than it is out in the country, but just kind of give us a guidance so our viewers know how affordable Tennessee really is with no state income tax. Love it.
Yes. So actually our medium price point for homes in our MLS, which covers a very large area.
Right.
My Tennessee folks, this will make sense to them, but it covers all the way from, let's say, Cookeville, Tennessee, which is the Cumberland Mountains, all the way to Smoky Mountains. So it's my MLS is very large. And our medium price point for last month was $376. Literally, if we want to be exact, $376, $200,000.
There you go.
Because I'm very detail oriented. And so when you compare that to so many other states, that's a very, very well priced home.
Yes.
Right off the top, at least five of my last closings in the last 2 months that came from other states, all of those closings were 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes. The minimum was 1,700 square feet. And the most expensive of those homes closed at $425.
Okay, perfect. That just gives us a good idea.
Yes.
I think everybody just needs to know that idea of what kind of the average is around, because it's very affordable, compared to New York, compared to Hawaii, compared to, other places in the country. So I love that. Okay. So why are people moving to Tennessee? We'd love to hear the reasons why.
Well, and the data backs this up. So my clients, because I do a vast amount of relocation buyers, right? And the ones that are moving here, not related to work, they're moving here for lower income taxes, right? They're looking to save money. We're going through a little bit of an uncertain time financially in the country and the world. So, and particularly if they're retirees, they want to be able to save as much money as possible.
Sure.
So that's one of the huge draws. They love how open Tennessee and East Tennessee is. We're friendly,
Yes.
we're welcoming. It's a beautiful state. It really and truly is. You can be, I can leave downtown Knoxville right now and be in the mountains in 30 minutes.
Yeah. So I think location, I think the friendliness, I think, affordability is really important. So when people move here, what's one of their biggest challenges that they have when they move here from other parts of the country?
I was talking to one of my clients that came from Ohio Saturday evening.
Yes. Okay. Perfect example. Stories. I love stories. Go ahead.
So this is a bit of a funny story, but it's very true. And just checking in. They've been here now, I think, going on 3 months. I wanted to see how settled they were and that sort of thing. And I asked them, I said, what's been the biggest challenge for you, right? And they were both on speaker with me, husband and wife. And they said, everybody is just so friendly. Oh my God.
I love it. Everyone's so friendly. That's a challenge. Hey, if that's a challenge in life, I love it. Because you know what? We need so much more positivity in the world. So I love that yes. People have that when they come. So that's
they were being funny, of course, but they went on to say, we can't go to the grocery store. If we go to the grocery store, you have to be on, right? Because somebody is going to want to say hi to you, and where do you live, and what do you do, and oh, how great, and oh, you have a dog, and my dog, and so that's the biggest challenge is getting used to people are just so friendly, and of course they loved it. She's like, yes. That's one of the reasons why we moved here.
Yes. All right. So let's talk about some of the industries that are in Knoxville, that are attracting people to, besides the retirees, and people want to be close to a city, but yet they're really close to the mountains. What other kind of businesses or economy is around in the Knoxville area that supports your city?
So Tennessee, of course, just across the board has a very strong economic growth pattern. Yes. Mm-hmm. And for us here in East Tennessee, some of our primary employers, right? We have, of course, the National Lab that I mentioned.
Yes.
Lots of jobs in logistics, which to this day, I call myself a very on top of things and very intelligent person. I'm not entirely certain what those people in logistics do, but...
But logistics is very popular in Knoxville. Yes.
Manufacturing, of course. We have quite a bit of pharmaceutical companies here, believe it or not. So
yes,
our economy is very strong here, and it supports a large spectrum of employment. Yes, healthcare also is a big one for us here.
Okay. And I know that there's one thing called the University of Tennessee, which really is very popular. So you do attract a lot of college students, and the SEC football is very, very, very
go Balls.
It is just all about football. So I know that and it's such a beautiful campus too. And obviously I've been there, and I do have a story there. Like my husband, when he first moved from Belgium to the United States, he actually was in Tennessee, and he had never seen college football before, and he worked for Philips Electronics, and they had season tickets to University of Tennessee. So he went to all the games and has fallen in love with SEC football. So there you go. And he's been in the States for a really long time. So he really loves SEC, and the campus is just beautiful on the river there. It's just a really pretty campus. So I know that attracts a lot of people to, you got students. So you got students in there from, August to, pretty much May, and then they go home, and then they come back.
Yes.
And then they come back.
They will have, coming up for the year 2026, the largest enrollment ever. So we have, as you said, yes, many, many students and surprisingly, we have a very large amount of students from other states also.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
The years has increased tremendously. Yes.
I love that. Okay. So what do people do for fun in your area? I mean, obviously lots of hiking. I can see that, right? Because I can envision Knoxville, and I have to tell our viewers, Knoxville is just such a cute little city with a river. And then all of a sudden you're like in the mountains. So what I see is a lot of outdoor activities. So what do people do for fun in Knoxville?
Well, definitely lots of outdoor activities. We like to call ourselves, and this was, I think our Chamber of Commerce coined this not that long ago. We're a nature-loving, artsy, adventure-seeking kind of town. And
I love that.
it comprises all of those things. While we do have many outdoor options and close to town, I mean, it's not, you don't have to drive 1 hour to get someplace outdoors. We have miles and miles of greenway spaces for walking, for bicycling, parks that are in the city or close to downtown for hiking, rivers that you can swim in, that you can kayak. And so all of the things that's outdoors you can do here. But we also have a really very vibrant downtown and arts culture also. The last several years, our art district, which is downtown, has been named within the top 5 art districts in the country.
I love it. And I love art. I really do. I love art. So I love that, there's art. So do you have like a lot of festivals, museums? Kind of explain that for me.
Yes. So festivals, I think really one of the things we should start calling ourselves is also like the festival loving town. We have a festival every single weekend, it seems like.
Wow. Okay.
One of the big ones, which happens, I believe that happens in March, it's called Big Ears Festival, and it brings musicians from around the world. They come to Knoxville for that weekend. So that's a really big global one. In the spring, we have Dogwoods Art Festival. But we have a biscuit festival. I mean, we have a festival.
You have a festival for everything. Festival for everything.
This weekend itself, so we have 2 major festivals that are happening. One is the Ola Festival, which is done in September for Hispanic Heritage Month.
Okay.
And that's always terrific. We also have the Greek Festival also. So we're celebrating both sides of diversity. Yeah. So
I love that.
And that's not counting smaller neighborhood festivals that are happening this weekend. So
that's cool. So let's talk about like the food scene, like what kind of food you guys have. It looks like you have a diversity of people in the area. So you must have some really great restaurants.
We do, actually. One of our restaurants, which is my favorite, way before the accolade, J.C. Holdaway, it's downtown. It actually just landed on the top 50 best restaurants in the U.S.
Wow.
Just now landed right here in Knoxville. The food is terrific. One of our bars, it's called Brother Wolf, it also landed earlier this summer, and I believe the top 25 bars of the country.
Wow.
They do. It's very sort of Italian aperitivo kind of a moment. So I enjoy going there. Our food is just across the board. We have all of the Southern stuff, of course. But we have, Sunday night, I went up to friends to a new Thai restaurant that just opened. I love Thai food.
Me too.
Perfect. Awesome. I love Thai and Vietnamese food. So yes, we do have many chains, as is sometimes a thing in the South. Yes. However, we are blessed also that in Knoxville, it's a very local business oriented place. So most of our boutiques are owned by locals, our furniture stores, our art stores. Most of our businesses are sort of retail businesses and restaurants. They're really owned by local folks. So it's a very support local kind of town.
That's pretty incredible, supporting local. All right, I want to ask you a question. What is your favorite Southern food, since you've been in Knoxville for a really long time?
Oh my gosh, Southern, real Southern, not New Orleans Southern, because that's
it's totally different. Tennessee Southern. What's your Tennessee Southern favorite food?
I would have to say, and probably looking at my cheeks, right? It's chicken and dumplings. I love chicken and dumplings.
Okay, good. I love that.
Chicken and dumplings.
I didn't know what chicken and dumplings were when I moved from New York. I'm like, what's that?
Right?
So I love that. Okay. All right. Well, since we're talking about New Orleans, what's your favorite New Orleans food?
I'm such a traditionalist. It has to be gumbo. I could literally eat gumbo every night of my life for dinner and not be bored with it.
Okay, well that's good.
Period.
All right, let's talk about
It's
weather. Let's talk about the weather in Knoxville. What seasons you have, do you have a winter? How pretty is the fall there? Because I can only imagine. I mean, I know how pretty it is in the fall. So let's go. Weather.
Fall is breathtaking. Yes. Fall is breathtaking. So our weather, that's also one of the reasons why we have so many folks that move here, because we do have the very 4 distinct seasons. Very distinct. We are, of course, day before yesterday was the first day of fall. We have a beautiful fall. The foliage change, magnificent, even around the city. And just driving on the interstate, you can see all the foliage colors. Once you go into the mountains, of course, that's epic, breathtaking. So our falls are terrific. Our winters are very slight and mild, really and truly. The last 2 winters, we've had some fairly historic snow, which for us, that was a bit shocking.
All right, snow in the South. We have to tell everyone, and we have to tell our viewers, snow in the South is we get a dusting or we get ice and everything's closed down for 2 days.
Pretty much it. This last 2 years, we had a bit more than that, but it was gone in just a matter of, maybe 3 days, it was all gone. But typically our winters I like to call them postcard winters. So the snow comes, it stays around long enough for you to go out, take a picture with the family in the snow, with the dog, and go back inside, and then it's gone. There's no shoveling
2 hours
snow
later, it's gone. 2 hours.
Yeah. Right. And, taking 2 hours to get out of your car because the snow is over it. It's nothing like that.
Yes.
Nothing like that.
Yeah. So that's why people are coming. Yeah. They're loving the 4 seasons, and the fall is breathtaking in the South. There's nothing like going for a drive in the Smoky Mountains and being in Tennessee. All right, let's talk about commuting. Do people work in Knoxville and live in the suburbs, or do they live in Knoxville and work there? What kind of, commuting or traffic situations do you have in Knoxville?
Well, this is something that when I'm speaking to clients coming in from other states, so Knoxville itself is a very condensed small area. Yes. So you could work in downtown Knoxville and lived in, maybe 3 outlying suburban cities,
yes, of course,
and still be in downtown in 20 or 30 minutes. We're very condensed and very close together. So even if you work, for example, at the National Lab and you don't live in Oak Ridge, you live perhaps in the west part of Knoxville. And so it's just, the commuting is not that difficult of a thing because we're very close together, all the outlying towns and suburbs. We have much more traffic now than we did because obviously we're just very much growing and we have so many more people on the road. So the traffic is not as calm and relaxing as it used to be, but it still doesn't take long to get any one place,
Except on game day, right? If you have a home game, then you're going to get traffic. So, but
yes,
I really encourage
a home day.
I encourage everyone to go to Knoxville and go to a football game at University of Tennessee. It's definitely an experience, and I just think it's just something everybody should put on their list of things to do because I just really thoroughly enjoy that. Okay, so we talked about the climate. We talked about all the culture and everything. What about airports? Like, what's the closest airport? How do people get to Knoxville, Tennessee?
So we actually have an airport right here also.
There you go.
So from any place pretty much in the Knoxville, outlying area included, the airport is within 30-minute drive.
Perfect.
We have a plethora of direct flights to Florida, obviously, because it's very much travel from Tennessee to Florida. Sure. For international flights, for example, we typically fly either into Atlanta, Georgia to make a connection for an international flight. We fly into Miami, depending, right? And also LaGuardia and Newark, which we have direct flights to LaGuardia and Newark right here.
And that's perfect. And so is the airport in downtown or is it in the suburbs?
No, it's sort of an outlying area between Knoxville and Maryville, which is another absolutely delightful town that I service. It's a beautiful beautiful, beautiful town. They call it the foothills of the Smoky. So the airport is between Knoxville, past what we call our University Medical Center, UT Hospital, past that going into Maryville.
Yeah, and I think that that's important too, that people realize that really it's a really quick flight to Miami, quick flight to Atlanta, quick flight to New York, and then you can go anywhere in the world, right?
Exactly.
So it's not like you're in, the middle of nowhere. So you actually have an airport that can get you to places that can get you if you want to travel. So my next question is, what do you do outside of real estate that you passionately love to do?
Oh my gosh. So I'm a passionate gardener.
I love it. So what do you garden? Because I love to hear about
I pretty much everything, right? I have fairly expansive flower gardens, but I also grow a good amount of our food also. We have fruit trees. I grow all of the southern vegetables also, okra, sweet potatoes, peppers, the ubiquitous tomatoes, only heirloom tomatoes, however. I'm a bit of a tomato snob, only heirloom tomatoes. All the herbs really that I cook with.
That's incredible. Like, I didn't know this about you. And I think that is just that you are so passionate about that you have, I mean, people say they have a garden and they have like, tomatoes and I don't know, some herbs. You got it all. You got,
I have it all.
You can just come to your house for dinner. You got everything. You're growing everything in your backyard. I love it.
That's part of also, I mean, not just for health reasons, but I enjoy it. And that's also why I grow so much food, because I adore entertaining family and friends and clients even in my home. So being able to just go out and snip what I'm going to use that day and bring it in, it's a very spiritual thing for me. So I'm very passionate about my gardens.
All right. What do you cook if you say you entertain a lot? Is there a certain meal that we have to come over to your house for? Because I want to come over. I'm just like thinking about all this fresh vegetables and fruits and going, oh, I need to come over. What do you like to cook?
So probably like my personality also, which is so defined by where I've lived. My cooking runs the gamut, really. I do many of the New Orleans classic, gumbo, of course, the red beans and rice from New Orleans. I do quite a bit of the food that we eat on the island, right? Some of the dishes from there, I make those. And then, of course, my southern dishes. So just an amalgamation of all of the different cultures.
I love it. So like, yeah, I mean, but that's a very passionate that, when people say, like I said, they say gardening, you think like, oh, they plant a couple of flowers or something.
No.
Like, I love to garden like flowers. I think I would kill anything. I would kill herbs or whatever. But I love flowers. So I'm a flower girl. And I used to do it a lot more than I do now, because, we live like on an acre of land and we've got flowers everywhere.
Yes.
So, I mean, we've got flowers and trees and we're always planting really cool stuff. And I love my azaleas that are blooming all the time and my, crepe myrtles and you name it. I love it.
All of the southern ones.
But I'm very respectful towards people that can grow vegetables, because I think that I wouldn't have the patience for it. So that just blows my mind.
That's the trick. Gardening teaches you patience.
There you go.
You have to wait for that thing that's important for you until it teaches you patience.
There you go.
Yeah.
It teaches you a lot of patience.
I need to do a series called Life Lessons from the Garden.
There you go. I mean, I think you should. I think it should be a new podcast, Life Lessons from the Garden. So I love it. Okay. So getting back to you, I always ask this question because I think it's very interesting. Where have you traveled to that you want to tell our viewers that you have totally loved, or what's on your bucket list of places you want to visit?
Oh my goodness. So my bucket list, and I tease my husband, though I'm not really teasing. It's more like nudge, nudge. We have to get on. My bucket list is the Galapagos. And
it is amazing. Oh my gosh. I love the Galapagos.
Did you really? And I feel like I need to go before I turn 80, which I'm saying nothing ages here, but simply because I feel like I want to jump about the rocks and frolic. And, I might not be able to do that as much at 80 as I would at 60, which is what I am.
Well, I think you should book the trip and let me know when you're going, because maybe I'll join you, because
I know we can do
Galapagos. I went, like, I didn't even know what the Galapagos was when I went, like, because I started, like, I went like 15 years ago, and I went with my husband, and it was on his bucket list. And we went to Machu Picchu too, and
Yes,
went
yes,
to
I've been
we went to
there.
Ecuador, we went to Peru. So we did like that whole little area there, which was incredible. But I remember just like swimming with iguanas, swimming with turtles, swimming with dolphins. And the wildlife there is incredible, because every day you do an excursion and you're like in the middle of the Galapagos, and you go to this island and you see these turtles and you see this
Oh,
wildlife, and you see the boobies. Have you seen the blue boobies
yes,
and the red
yes.
boobies? Oh my gosh. Incredible. And we're also a photographer. Like, my husband loves photography, and I just do it because he does it. So I do it. We have a competition who can make the best photos, but his is really all about wildlife. He doesn't like to take photos of people. It's more of animals and landscapes and stuff. And it is a must do. So I love that. And I think you should book the trip and text me when you book that trip, because I want to hear all about it, because it's amazing.
Do the thing.
Yes, do it, book it, and do it. Okay. So what about places you've been beside, that you would
Oh,
say?
goodness. So I love to travel also.
Yes.
I
Okay.
love to travel extensively. And it doesn't matter where. It could be just a tiny little town that I've never even been to in the state of Tennessee, or it could be Machu Picchu. I just love to travel. I love meeting people. I love learning about culture and food and art. And a way to do that is to travel. And I will say, honestly, it might be rather plebeian, but I positively adore Italy. I
Yes.
have been various times, and it doesn't matter what town or what city I've been in. The people have been so welcoming and charming, and the food is delicious, and the views and the art and culture. So it has all of the things
Yes.
that I love in life are in Italy. I love
Yes.
Italy.
All the herbs. All I keep on thinking about is fresh vegetables. Like, my husband's from Belgium, and we were just over there 2 weeks ago, and I love going to the market and getting all the fresh fruits and vegetables and everything fresh. So I can just envision you being in Italy, like being in a little Airbnb and like cooking for everybody, because you're just like, oh, here's some great herbs and some great stuff. So anyway, yes, Italy is an amazing place.
That's exactly what I did the last time we were there. And my husband and I have 2 adult daughters also, and we were all there together. And we sort of leave out, go to the market, get the vegetables I was going to cook that day, walk just a block, not even a block, 2 buildings over for wonderful cured meats, and another store here for the cheeses. And that lifestyle that's a lifestyle that I find very compatible with my spirit.
Yes. Oh, yes. I love Europe. Europe's one of my favorite places too, as well. All right. So, I know that we all have rewarding transactions that we've done with people, but I want you to tell me about one, because I know we probably have every month we have one. But tell me about something that really hit your heart, of somebody that you helped in real estate.
Oh my goodness.
And it can be recent.
So many stories, right? And
that's the problem. That is totally the problem.
These are probably ones that on an emotional level, it hits more. That the first time home buyers, particularly in the market we've been in the last, let's say 5 years here.
Okay.
Because yes, the interest rates were lower, but also I had my first time home buyer. They just started their job, just got married. And, they were being beat out by 50 offers on one property and that sort of thing, right?
Yes.
And then now, of course, the interest rates have been higher, not slightly, they've been higher. So there's nothing like settling those grandparents that are coming here to be closer to their grandkids.
Yes.
And their kids, those are a heart wrencher every time. But that first time home buyer who didn't think it was even possible that they would find a house right now, those are always
very rewarding.
Yes, very.
Yes, you're finding that diamond in a rough. So
yes.
So, yes. And it's very rewarding to them too, as well. And then they are just so thankful, because they never thought first of all, they never thought they could purchase something. And then you guided them in the right direction, and you were able to beat out 50 other offers somehow, some way, which we can, we know how to do that, because we're pretty good at stuff like that.
Right,
I don't know that I ever once I don't think that we have had 50 offers on properties here, but I know there's been 10 to 20, and I know that we have gotten it because of relationships. And I think that that's important to have an agent that's totally on your side, that has an amazing reputation, that can communicate with other agents and really get you that house, because especially in the multiple offer situation that we've been in. So
and I don't want to scare anyone off that might be thinking about coming to Knoxville. Now, we're not in the market now with 50 offers on one.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. You can find those properties. And what I can see is that Sharon can help you if you're a first-time home buyer, if you're retiring, if you're an investor, if you're anybody, she can help you because she has had the experience in that. So if you're looking for a second home, she can help you too there in the Smoky Mountains, because that's like perfect area. And if you have a college student coming to University of Tennessee, why not buy an investment property that pays for their friends living with them, right? Which pays for your mortgage, or pays and makes you income every month. So you definitely have to think about that.
I did 3 because I think that's an important point you raise. It's such a smart financial investment. I did 3 of those this year before school.
Yes.
So we purchased an investment property. Essentially, the kids are going to live there for 4 years. They're going to take in roommates also, and you have
it already paid for plus more.
Exactly.
And plus it's going to increase in value, which people realize too. And then when you're ready to sell it, or still use it as an investment property, that's good. And even giving it to your child, right? Having your child buy it or be in it too. I think that's great. All right. So what I see from you is your background in the Caribbean and New Orleans and being in Tennessee for 30 plus years. Your background in hospitality, the details, the client experience, you will go over and beyond for your clients. And that's what I really see about you, and about you, how you conduct business. So hopefully this video has been very informative on what Sharon does, and all about Knoxville, because it's all about Knoxville. And I have one last question for you. Is there something that we did not talk about that you want to tell our viewers or anybody out there about Knoxville, about yourself, or anything else?
Oh my goodness. I feel like I've talked so much. Everybody says I'm such a talker. So I would say that, if you find yourself, and not just if you're thinking about coming to Knoxville, but in any market, wherever you are and you're thinking of purchasing a home, don't be discouraged about, with the conversations that are happening and the reality of the interest rates. Because really, when you're thinking about buying a home, for whatever your reasons are, the most important thing to keep in mind is you purchase the home that you can afford when you can afford it.
Yes. Definitely.
Period.
Right. It's not about the interest rates. It's about the payment.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Those monthly payments. And so you purchase the home when you need to purchase a home, when you can afford it at the price that you can afford. That's it.
End of story. Don't live above your means. There you go.
Oh, very important. And the fact that you have a pre-approval for $500,000, I'm not the type of realtor that is going to say, oh, let's go look at all these homes for $499.99.
No.
I think if you're pre-approved for $500,000 and we can find what you need at $410,000, let's do it, because that makes fine and sound financial sense.
Yes.
And
that's what I always tell people. I say, I don't care what you can afford. It's what are you comfortable with? And I think that's a good point to tell people. It's not about what you can afford, because we all can afford more. Living below your means and being happy and being able to travel and do whatever activities you love to do, whether it's gardening, whether it's travel, whether it's tennis, whether it's, golf, whether it's, whatever you like to do. You're not strapped every single month for that payment.
Strapped in stress. I tell my first-time home buyers particularly, I said, there's no reason and no need. And furthermore, I'm not the realtor for you if you want a lifestyle where you're strapped and stressed, because I cannot imagine voluntarily living the lifestyle of financially strapped and stressed every day. I mean, that's no life.
That's great.
That's no life.
Well, I really have enjoyed getting to know you on this video that we have today, and I hope that our viewers really have liked it as well. So thank you so much, and we really appreciate you. And remember, Knoxville, Tennessee, your girl is here, Sharon. Take care.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.